So this Macsmizer tool cart, as you guys saw, I got it about 3 months ago. I'm really loving it. It's just a nice sturdy cart. The drawers open and close really nice. They're very deep, as you can see. I mean, they are awesome. Obviously the black paint is going to show its imperfections like that, but it's okay. I got this cart for a steal. Personally, this wouldn't be my #1 color choice, but when Justin offered me this cart for $1,600 in like new condition, I just had to jump on it. Your opinion on this cart? You think it's nice? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I like it. Black and purple, you know. I like purple. It's one of my favorite colors.
Right.
Just the one thing.
I'm
not trying to hate.
It's all good.
I was hoping the purple was gonna be on the trend.
Oh, yes,
like,
yes.
Or at least a little darker, you know, like a midnight purple.
Right, right.
It looks pretty bright, but it
Yeah.
still looks good. It's still a good color.
No, I agree, because I wanted to do the same thing, so I inquired, but it's about $100 a pull, so I'm looking at $600 to make that bit purple. So I think what I ended up doing is Mac came out with new colors, and I can get these badges here in purple. So I'm gonna go ahead and inquire Justin about him, and then put those on to add a bit to it. So originally this box here was all black, and I don't like it because you can't read what it is from a distance. You can't even read the Macsmizer right here on the camera. It's not really picking it up. And personally, I don't really like it, but you know, the wrap there obviously adds a touch to it. Once I put the purple Mac emblems on it, this thing's really gonna shine, and I'll be very happy with it. But see the imperfections right there, you see all that? You're gonna see that with a black box. So it's just the way it goes sometimes.
Still a good box.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, no, it's great. We're gonna start the tour with the top of my toolbox. Up here's where I put my sockets. That's kind of what I obviously use the most. So we're gonna start with the sockets. Here I've got some wobble sockets here. I don't remember the brand on these. They just say Chromo on them. Guess there it is, Case Man. I believe these came off of like Amazon or something, but they honestly work quite well. I honestly don't have to use them very often, but for what they are, you know, they get the job done. It's just a good tool to have. When I need it, they're there, but for the most time they just sit there and don't get used much. Then all these sockets here are all from Icon. I've got quarters and more quarters here, my adapters, and then these here are all 3/8, and then I've got my half. Mostly I use my metric stuff, mostly the metric 3/8. But yeah, there it is. I believe it goes from 6 all the way to 19. Here's just a little 8. And I also have one snap-on 10 in there, which is kind of funny because if you look at the snap-on and the icons, they pretty much look identical. It's pretty funny. But yeah, and these here are on some Vim rails. They work all right, I guess. I mean, they're honestly quite expensive, and you have to lock down these little nubs here to keep them from moving. However, over time I find that these nubs kind of loosen up on you. So for the price, I mean, I guess they work pretty good. You do get a lot of room saved for when you use these sockets organizers, so I really like them. Then here I've got some Icon impacts, 10 through 27. They work well. They were, you know, fairly inexpensive as far as impact sockets go. And I mean, they take a beating. Impact sockets are impact sockets. They work well. Personally, I don't see a reason to spend $500-600 on impact sockets when these get the job done just fine. They grip on the fastener good. So I'm still running them. Now down to here is a bit more expensive sockets. Here I've got this spark plug socket set I got off of the Snap-on truck. There you can see right there, Snap-on, little 5/8 right here with the wobble. And it works well. They're not bad. It's got the nice locking extension here. And I can't really complain about the kit other than the price, because this came in at a hefty $450. Was a total impulse buy. But, you know, those weekly payments can be pretty low with no interest. So I figured, why not? Looking back at it, maybe I should have, you know, bought the Mac set that gave me much more variety. And it was about $200 cheaper. But it is what it is. I have them and they work great. buy once, cry once. And then going to over here, we've got these Blue Power by Cornwell's. Got these on a promo, so you ended up getting 4 sets of sockets for around $180. Up here, the Impact and 3/8. And I like these if I ever have to go to another bay or something and I don't know what size fasteners I'm going to work with. It's much easier to just grab this whole case. That way I have all my sockets and just walk over there than to try to pull this off or take each individual socket. So that's one purpose that I really like this. Or if I'm going to do something at home or have a little project I'm doing after work, it just makes it a lot easier to just grab and go. Now we've got my Noco Boost XL little GB50. I bought it used off of the Snap-on truck. Works great. Obviously jumping big diesel trucks, it's not going to do it, but for most cars and trucks it gets the job done. My only complaint with this thing though is it uses a regular micro USB to charge and not a USB-C. But other than that, I really like this. It's a good tool to have. Here are my chargers. I got this nice little DeWalt 12 and 20 volt charger right here. And I also have my M12 and M18 charger here for the Milwaukee stuff. And then here I've just got an assortment of random sockets. Here we've got a nice 1 1/4, half impact socket here. We've got a much bigger one here, a nice little axle nut one, a little 36mm. Believe there's a 32 over here somewhere. Here's my 32. And little spline keys and stuff like that for whenever you've got your spline keyed cars that come in and you can't find it. I usually find it a lot easier to just use this tool than to, dig through the glove box and everything. Just use these. So got my little assortment here. They honestly don't get used much, but they're there. Here we've got the piston out of Alyssa's Camry. It blew up, put a hole in the block, and I figured, nice little souvenir here, so why not? Then we got some Quinn little 12 pointers here. They just kind of sit there. I don't really use them. Got my little AAA badge there when I had a bit longer hair. That's pretty funny. I'm gonna go ahead and actually hang that up over there. And then here's just a little TPMS Autel tool. Sometimes when you do your tire rotations, you got to program or relearn the TPMS sensors. This right here is an excellent tool to have, so it's nice. Guess there's a part number right there. And yeah, the screen unfortunately has a little chip in it. It happens. Little tablet here for work where we do our vehicle inspection reports and everything. It's all done through the tablet, no paper. It's not on a pen or paper. The only thing we have is just our ROs where we sign off, and then everything else is done on the tablet. A little bit of deodorant, because sometimes on a really hot day, you got to keep smelling fresh. So I always kind of keep it here because, you don't want to stink, make everyone else smell your unpleasant smells. Always good to have Old Spice. And I got this little Infinity X1 light I bought from Costco. It was like $30. It works great. It's very bright. Battery life isn't too bad on it. And best of all, it uses a USB-C to charge. So that's one thing I really like is when stuff has a USB-C, because I hate the micro USB. So it's a good light, especially for the price. Gets the job done. Then here we've got the Snap-on diagnostic dice. It was actually a gift from Bruce over at Jake's Performance Hobbies. Shout out to them. And I use this when I just have no idea what I'm doing. I'll just kind of shake it and yeah, it gives me an answer. Just kidding, it's just a novelty. And a little McDonald's cup there. On to screwdrivers, I've got my Mac screwdriver set here. It's just a kind of more basic line that comes in foam. They work great. I have broke a few, but Justin always has my back and warranties them all. I really like how they have the little feature here so I can grab on with the wrench there and, loosen stuff up. So, works good. I'm gonna go ahead and put that back there. Then we've got some more Snap-on picks, or not more, but we've got some Snap-on picks here in orange. Got a nice little assortment of them, 4 of them right there. And a few of these really long Snap-on screwdrivers. We have it in Phillips and a flat-bladed one. Here's the Phillips one over here. Works good. I really like it a lot. And then I've got this set here from Mac. Shout out to Justin. I ended up getting this little 5-piece set here. One of the first tools I actually bought off of the tool truck, and it was on promo. I think I ended up paying about $130 to $150 for this set here. And one thing that I like about this new cart versus my last US General cart that I had is that even the really long pry bars, which that isn't one of them, but this guy right here, you can fit it in, set it all the way down, and you can still close the top and not worry about this, because on my US General one, this would just sit about right there and I could never close the lid. They do fit a little snug, so it does pull the little insert out. That's one thing that I did notice, but not a big deal. And yeah, that's pretty much, well, actually no, there's more on this top drawer. Got this nice little snap-on magnetic holder here. This is where I like to hang all the customer keys, keeps things organized. I've got my magnets for all the ROs, I'll just stick them there. Got this light here. It was actually under a trailer. Someone left it previously working on it, so I got a nice free light. So just a little backup that I have right there. Then I got this nice little Mac Tools mag mat. I just keep kind of spare bolts and stuff and, you know, hardware. It's always nice to put it there. Just keeps it organized. And over on this side, we got the nice little Mac Tools blow gun, which is always nice to, you know, clean stuff up, blow things off. There's a nice little part number right there. Then we've got our Mac Tools tire inflator. Excellent tool. I really, really like it. And, you know, it gets the job done. Just a nice, good tire inflator. And if you get lucky, you can actually catch this on a promo. I believe I ended up buying this, and they gave me the blow gun for free, and it was about $130. So that was a good promo. It's always good to pay attention on the Mac flyers, because there's always some good promos there. You've got this little Mac hook here to hold up your brake calipers. And then I got this Mueller set from Cornwell Scott. They work good. I really like these because they're flexible and soft. Just a good tool, and I believe they were like $14, $15. Very inexpensive, but a great tool. Excellent value there. So yeah, that's pretty much it here for the top drawer. We're gonna go ahead and work on to the next drawer. So what's nice is it's obviously a cart, so you can roll it wherever you need. It's the end of the day, and I decided to just go outside of the shop just because noisy in there. Anyways, we're gonna start with the first drawer. So up here in that first drawer, here we've got my nice snap-on SLF 80A, nice half-inch drive ratchet. This thing works great, breaks stuff loose with ease, and you know, I love it. Just a nice strong ratchet, and I got it for about $200 off of the snap-on truck. Just an excellent price for a good quality ratchet. Here I also have this breaker bar here. I believe this is a performance tool one from the auto parts store. You know, nothing fancy, but it gets the job done. And then I also have, I know this isn't a ratchet, but I figured might as well I picked it up. We'll talk about it. This Mac extension here. So this is good to get your bell housing bolts and stuff. It's a half drive, but on the very end it goes down to 3/8. So then you can put on, you know, your smaller sockets and just reach in there. That way you can just stick this in there and boom, loosen up all your bell housing bolts. Makes it a lot easier. Then here we've got another half drive ratchet from Snap-on. It's the locking flex. This one has that weird mechanism. Some people really like it or they really don't. Works good for me. Honestly, don't have an issue with it. And it's the SHRX 80B. Works good. Personally, I love this ratchet. It gets the job done, and it's just durable, nice, comfortable handle. I mean, it's, you know, it's a Snap-on ratchet. They're great. Now over here we've got my nice Mac half drive. I don't know what you call this style of head, but I love it. This is the most used half drive ratchet that I have. I got it on a promo. It was a breaker bar and ratchet promo. You buy one, you get the other one. Daniel and I split it. He took the breaker bar, I took the ratchet. Been using the living heck out of it, and it just takes it. It works amazing. One of my favorite ratchets. If you ask me, they're all my favorite ratchets. That's why I have so many of them. Although to some of you, this is nothing. This is my latest half drive ratchet that I've purchased. This one here was on promo a few months ago for about $99. there's that part number right there, and it's got this nice swivel design. Works great. Locks and unlocks. You just push this button right here. Very smooth operating ratchet. I really like the comfort of it, and it just, you know, gets into places, and I'm able to get the leverage that I need. So excellent ratchet, highly recommend it. And, you know, especially just wait, don't pay full price, get it on promo. It's, you know, kind of with any tool, always buy on promo. That's my big word of advice. Then here is the best ratchet of them all, is this Pittsburgh Pro. It's just kind of a spot holder. Then we've got my Snap-on FL80 here in 3/8, one of my most used ones. Just gives me all the leverage that I need. And sometimes when I go back to tighten up, you know, I just kind of grip it from right here. That way, you know, you don't over torque anything on accident. That way you don't have to use all your leverage. So if this thing fits, I'm using it, because, you know, use all the leverage to loosen. And when I need to tighten it up, and it's, you know, let's say like a drain plug or something, you don't want to over torque it, I'll just grip it from here and I'm able to stung it up. Just a great tool. Love it. And then these Cornwells right here. This is their Z series ratchets. 120 tooth. Here's that part number right there. This one's got the comfort grip in yellow. It's a little dirty, but works great. Just such a smooth ratcheting operating system in there. I guess the teeth. It's funny I'm saying that operating system like if it was a computer. But anyways, super smooth. Very little to no back drag. It's a nice looking ratchet. Works great. Personally, I think the Z series 120 tooth feel much better than the Snap-on Dual 80s and the Max. I just wish they would offer, dang it, air compressor. Wish that they would offer more variety, because as if I know right now, they only have flex, non-flex. They got one that's a little shorter, but no bent handle variants or stubby ones or anything like that. But it works great. I got this one on promo from Cornwell Scott. $165, I believe, is what I paid for it. And it's definitely money well spent on this ratchet. My other go-to ratchet is this nice bent-handled ratchet from Mac. It's part of their Axis lineup. It's 3/8. Got the nice comfort grip here. Here's that part number, XR1390AFRPAS. What a mouthful. 4W. Can't forget about the 4W. Works great. I believe this thing came at around $140, $150. You know, you got your nice USA there on the tab. Just super smooth mechanism. One thing I did notice with the Mac Axis, they're the only ones that have the screws on this side of the ratchet versus Snap-on and Cornwell puts their fasteners on the other side. Just a little thing that I noticed about him, so I figured, you know, just something to mention. Works great. I like having the bent handle design because sometimes stuff can be in the way, so you can kind of just get your flex head right there where you need it. You can get your hand just where you need it, and you're still able to get a nice controllable, I guess, swing, or, you know, able to apply the torque on your fastener. And you minimize the risk of you hitting your hand on something because your hand's away from the, I guess, swing of where you might hit an object and, you know, bust your knuckles. So definitely a nice ratchet. Whenever I can use this, this is one of my go-tos. Really enjoy this ratchet. And not only that, it looks great. Look at that. Just such a nice looking ratchet. Up next, we have another Z series ratchet, 120 tooth, flex head. This one has no comfort handle, and it is much shorter in the 3/8 drive. Just a nice ratchet. First ratchet I actually ever bought from Cornwell Scott. If you see, this one is one of the earlier ones in production, where it's got this like little etching here versus the other one is more engraved. I guess people told me that the first production line a version of these were like this, and then the later ones got engraved. I don't know how true that is, but just something to note. Just a nice ratchet. Really like this one. It's simple, doesn't look fancy, but it packs a punch. It works amazing. Let me tell you this, once I got these Cornwells, the Snap-on Dual 80s really just don't get pulled out of here as often. Next, we got another Mac Axis ratchet. This one, I believe I paid about $100 for it. Just a simple 3/8, no comfort grip, just you know, straight head, doesn't flex. There you got the nice USA right there. I always like the USA there. You even got your flag and everything, just beautiful. Good ratchet. Funny story though, first time I ever went to use this thing, I snapped the anvil clean right off, but the lifetime warranty, Justin got me covered, and it's worked fine ever since. Just something I'd add, you know? I always like to be as honest with all these tools whenever they do fail or something. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm like, hey, you know, this tool's maybe not as good as it is, but, you know, all of these so far, I've been very impressed with them. The ones that have broken have just been this Mac one here. When the anvil snapped, I just went to go loosen a caliper bolt, not the bracket bolt, but the actual caliper bolt. So the torque on it wasn't very crazy, and it just sheared right off. Only failure I had with this one. And then with this guy here was all user error. I put a big old cheater bar on it, and I had an adapter from 1/2 to 3/4, and I was trying to loosen a crank bolt off on a Duramax, and ended up snapping it right here. Obviously, I abused the tool and it failed, but under normal use, I have not had a problem with it. All right, on to another locking snap-on. Here's a 3/8 comfort grip. It's the FHLX 80B, obviously made in USA. It's the dual 80. Love it, works great. But like I said, once I got that Cornwell Z-Series 120 tooth, these dual 80s, I mean, I just don't use them as much. They feel great, don't get me wrong, and they look nice, but the Cornwell ones, in my opinion, just outperform it. Here's another ratchet. Never used this one at all. Actually got it from one of the viewers, Jonathan. He sold it to me. Here's that part number, FHD80MP, made in the USA. It's got this cool flex to it. I don't know the exact name of this style off the top of my head. Never really had the chance to use it. It was just a good deal, $100, and it was, you know, like new, and I figured why not? It's a cool snap-on ratchet. Might as well add it to the collection, but I don't really have any real-world experience using this ratchet, as it mostly sits in the drawer. All I really have to say for it is it looks cool, and that's about it. Here's this one. I got it used from Danny, little FLF 80A, made in USA. It's a dual 80, I believe. Feels like it. Works great. Just a simple ratchet. Again, I don't really use this one often. You're gonna kind of get that with these ratchets. I just love collecting them, and I buy these tools because I want them, not because I need them, and that's why I have more ratchets than I really need. But anyways, just a cool ratchet in the collection. Just kind of sits in here. Then we've got another FL80. Dual 80, doesn't really get used much. Here we've got another one of the same one, just a bit shorter. And then this little guy as well, the FK80. Works great. This one I do use more than the other two, but usually when I need a ratchet this small, what I end up grabbing is this guy right here, this pink ratchet. It's a 1/4 drive with a 3/8 body. I use the crap out of this thing. It might be time for a rebuild. Sometimes it skips a little bit. But I love it. Definitely one of my most highest mileage ratchets, just because I really love using it. And that peak handle, it just looks great. I know right now it's a little dirty and dinged up, but just a good, nice ratchet. And personally, I really love using it. Then we've got another one. This one here is just a 1/4 one, and I actually had an issue with it one time. The retainer clip failed, and this whole thing all came apart, but luckily Leo had me covered and warranted it for me. We've got that part number right there. It's a good ratchet. Honestly, don't really use it as often. Whenever I need something this small with the mobility that these ratchets have to offer with this flex, I end up using the pink one. That's my ratchet of choice. Then I've got this guy here, a little longer version of a 1/4 ratchet, just a little THLL 72 comfort grip. Works great. Don't really need it all that often, but it's there. It looks great, so why not? Now I've got a nice older ratchet. I don't know what year this would be from. Maybe one of y'all can comment below and, you know, let me know what year this is from. I bought it used. There's that part number right there. Works great. I actually do use this ratchet quite often, just because I do like the flex on it. It's small, works great. It's a nice little ratchet. I enjoy using it. And then we've got this little Mac ratchet here. This one, I bought it just because I thought it looked cool, but, you know, it's their classic ratchets. There's a lot of back drag on it. I don't know exactly how many teeth are on it. It just looks cool, but performance-wise, it's not very great. And then when I first got it, I had this switch fell off, so that kind of sucked. But, yeah, if you like how it looks, definitely would recommend it. But as far as performance-wise goes, there's a lot better ratchets on the market. This one just looks cool, and it's just a nice classic ratchet, and that's about it. Although, fun fact, this one is actually on the side of the Mack trucks. It's the little featured one that's right there. But, yeah. And then my last ratchet here is a Snap-on THLL FD72. It's got this brown handle. I really liked this one when I was on Leo and Danny's truck. However, I didn't like the handle that was on it. There was another one that had this brown handle. So they were like, yeah, we can swap the handle for you. So it was pretty cool. They kind of customized it for me. Really like the tan there. Just a great little ratchet. I do use this one quite often. Actually worked great when I did the water pump on my Civic. I actually did a video on it, and I was able to use this with the little 10 millimeter. I was able to get to spots where I really couldn't reach. Gave me enough leverage to loosen up those bolts, but was small enough to fit in there. So just a great, nice 1/4-inch ratchet, or 1/4-inch drive, I should say. Then here we've got this Mac Tools Toyota oil filter socket wrench. Works great, you know, I mean, these things are pretty generic. They're just metal, they grip on, and they work nice. So it's a good tool to have. And I've got this one here from Cornwell, which I believe it's a Easy Red rebrand. There's that part number right there. Haven't used it. I bought it just because it looked cool, but I haven't used it yet. I could see where I could use this on, you know, tight spaces. And on the other side there, you've got your little bit section, and it locks and flexes, which is nice. So that's pretty cool. Nice tool to have right there. And then I've got this locking extension and 1/4 drive. It's made by Matco. I didn't even realize this was a Matco. I always thought it was something else, but that explains why the quality on it's pretty good. It's made in USA. Little part number right there. Just a nice little extension. Works great. And yeah, it just kind of chills in here. Then we've got these Wobble Pluses from Snap-on in 3/8. These things work amazing. I use these things all the time, and they just take a beating, and they work great. This one's starting to wear out a little bit. I believe I've got one out on warranty from Leo, so I'll be replacing this one soon. Just doesn't hold the sockets on there as good as it used to, but very good set. It's about $189, and I think it's well worth it. Works great. Here we've got some icons, little extensions here, 1/4 drive. I use these occasionally whenever I need them. Good extensions, they work great. And then I also have these standard 3/8 icon extensions. I don't really use them as often because these here are a Wobble Plus, so you need the wobble, it'll wobble, but when you pair it up with your socket and you click all the way down, it just acts as a normal extension. So it's kind of a cool 2-in-1. Wobble, push down on it, no wobble. So these kind of became obsolete. They're there in case I need them, but most of the time, this is my go-to. Then over here, I've got some Icon half-inch drive extensions, impact ones. Nice little wobble right there. There's the other one, and then the other guy right there. And I got some Tecton ones, also a little 18-inch, 24-inch, and this one's a 15. Don't really use them very often, but they're there whenever I need them. And then I've got this big guy here. This tool I ended up using on that Duramax that one day. It's a Carlisle Napa tool. Couldn't get a hold of the tool trucks that day in time, so we just had to order it from Napa. It's 3/4 drive, so I was able to put this on the socket and grab my big old cheater bar to loosen that Duramax crank bolt. So only used it once, but it got the job done. Next time I have to do another job on a Duramax, it is there ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and just kind of set it there. So that's kind of it for my top drawer. Now let's go ahead to the rest. Here, it's pretty empty. Thinking about getting some trays so I can put all this loose stuff in there and kind of clean it up. I just got, you know, pocket screwdrivers, magnets, you know, little pocket pry bars, miscellaneous drill bits, some punches, just this random Husky Allen key set. You never know, something cheap like this, if you ever have to cut or make a tool, it's good to just have, you know, better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Here we got some Icon picks. They work great, although I did break this one, so gonna have to go ahead and warranty it. So I do have to take this whole set, give them all 4, and then they'll give me all 4 back. That is one downfall of Harbor Freight. You can't just take one individually. You need to take the whole set in, and they'll get you covered. Got these nice Cornwell scrapers here. They work great, although I've only really used this one. The other ones haven't been used yet, but it's a good tool. So far, got no complaints with it. I believe Cornwell Scott sold these to me on a promo. I think they're about $30. Excellent tool. The grips just feel amazing in the hand, and the tool just works great. And I mean, for $30, can't beat that. Bought these ones off of the clearance shelf for $20. These are some Muellers. These work good to pop your clips and stuff, and I thought for 20 bucks, can't beat it. I know it was missing 2, but it is what it is. One's a Matco. I'm pretty sure Matco is just a rebrand of the Mueller. Whatever. It's $20. Works great. We got some Irwin little punch pin sets. I actually needed these. You know, you never know. Sometimes you just need to punch stuff out or whatever. Just a good little tool to have here. Just some random epoxies, little core in here. Yes, it could be a bit more organized, I know, but unfortunately, that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. And then here we've got my nice little Cornwell thermometer. I put this in the AC vents when I do the AC job because I do need to give the, you know, my readings of how cold it's blowing or not blowing. So just a good, simple, and inexpensive tool. About $24, I believe, is what I paid for it. There's the part number. And then some valve core tools. Here we got one from Mac. Little part number there. Nice, sturdy, robust. Feels good in the hands. However, it is a little big there, so sometimes I've had some cases where this doesn't really fit, which is kind of a bummer. So whenever I run into that issue, I end up using my Snap-on one, but I let someone borrow it. Not going to say who, but they broke it. So luckily, there is a lifetime warranty on these. I'm going to get it warranted. I believe I paid around $17 for it on promo. I don't know what the list price is on the Snap-on truck, but there is the part number right there. And little blue point mirror, works great. It's around $30 for this mirror. It was expensive. I just needed it, and a Snap-on truck was here, so, you know, I bought it. It happens sometimes, you know. I could have just got one from Harbor Freight, but hey, it is what it is. Alrighty, on to the next drawer. Here are my wrenches. So most of these are Mac. Starting here, we got some Precision Torques in standard. Goes from 1.25 inches down to 1 inch. Bought these on the promo. Pretty much bought all of these actually on a promo. Here we also got these Precision Torques in standard also. They work great. I love them. Especially when you buy these on promo. Pretty good deal. They work great. I love them. Here we got these Icon ones. These are great, mainly on carburetor studs. Things are kind of hard to reach where you kind of need that angle. You don't really need these. It's kind of rare that you kind of run into these, a use for these. But when you do, you're, you know, you'll be happy that you have them. You know, I at least have been whenever, you know, I've ran into a case where I needed to use these. They just work good. They're pretty ergonomical. They fit great. They, you know, they grip on the fastener pretty good. And the price isn't too bad. I don't know off the top of my head how much I paid for these, but I want to say no more than $100. And then here I've got my 24 through 20 Precision Torques here, my wrenches. And then I got my 19 through 6, which obviously these get used the most. But I really like the case that these come in, because you ever got to go do a job somewhere else or whatever you need to do, it's very easy to just pick this up, throw it in a tool bag, and easy to tell, you know, if you're missing a wrench or anything. Just a nice case that they come in. Very good design, in my opinion, from Mac. And my hammers, they're all Icons, although I do have, actually, no, they're not. Here we got my Icon 48 ounce little rubber mallet here. Works great. Nice little dead blow. Hit the ground, no bounce. No complaints with it. Works great. Love it. I got a little smaller ball peen hammer here, a little 16 ouncer. Works amazing. I honestly have no problems with this hammer. Works good. Fairly inexpensive at around $32, I believe, is what I paid for it. Can't go wrong with it. And then one Icon tool that I don't like at all are these S-jaw pliers. They do not grip well at all, in my opinion. Don't spend your money on these. Just save up and go get your Snap-on PWZs, or you can go buy the Baco ones for less. but honestly, these aren't very expensive on the tool truck. I know they're about $90 list price. If I got these for around $60 off of the Snap-on truck, can't beat them. They work great. I love them. But yeah, just sharing my personal experiences with my tools. And then we've got these Mac Tools anti-vibe hammers here. Work good. This one's a 32 ounce, and then this one here I believe is or 2-pounder, and then that's a 32 ounce one. They work good. The anti-vibe is nice, you know, doesn't hurt your hands when you hit stuff hard. So just good, simple hammers. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money on hammers, in my opinion. You know, just get a good anti-vibe hammer that, you know, doesn't hurt your hand, and you should be fine. Then I've got this nice little Irwin Vice Grip chain plier. This one I had to use it in a pinch. I was doing a timing belt job on a Toyota Camry or a Toyota Avalon, and on the rear bank, when you undo that cam sprocket, I just didn't have anything to lock on, so I wrapped it with a bunch of rags, got this guy, wrapped it around, and I was able to hold it so I could, you know, loosen it and then end up taking it off. Just a good tool. I got it from Ace Hardware, literally down the street over there. It's about, like, I don't know, $20. Just a good tool to have. Works great. And then I've got my little brake caliper spreader tools here. This one's from Mac. This one is from Snap-on. Not really impressed with the Snap-on one. I've already busted one and got it replaced under warranty, but really like it. The mechanism on it just doesn't work very good. I know there's obviously a certain range that you can only, you know, use these for, but just something about it, it's just not as smooth as the Mac one. I don't know if maybe because this is a different design or what, but, you know, maybe it's just something with this design style of brake caliper spreaders. They just don't work as good. But personally, I don't really like this one, but, you know, it is what it is. Then we got this nice little Husky 14mm ratcheting wrench. It's just a little straggler, just made its way in the box. Got a little knuckle saver Mac here. This one I bought it off of promo. I figured, you know what, for the price I paid for it, I think it was like $10, $12. I always need a 12. Might as well get a good quality 12 spare wrench. So can't beat that. There's the part number right there. And for all of you who may not know this, but Mac knuckle savers are made in USA. Precision Torques are, I believe, made in Taiwan. But for a Taiwanese made tool, they work great. Then we've got my stubby ratcheting Mac ones here. They work great. I love them. Haven't had any complaints with these things other than they're small and I sometimes tend to lose them. But yeah, they work great. Come in the nice case, easy to just carry around. There is that part number right there. So these are obviously the metrics. Here are the standards. Then I've got my standard Snap-on wrenches here that I actually got from a viewer. His name is Ron. Haven't heard from him in a while. Hopefully he's doing well. But yeah, look at this nice vintage case right here. There's that part number. I keep these suckers in real good shape, so it's always cool. Go ahead and wrap those back up, set them over there. But yeah, that is my wrench drawer. Eventually I would definitely like to get more wrenches, get rid of these on the blow mold case. I knew I could get some organizers and, you know, cut down the space, but so far it's working good for me. As I get more tools, I'll start making more space for them. Just kind of how I like to roll. On to the next drawer here are the pliers. So we've got a whole row of Mac pliers. These all came in a bag. These are you know, kind of the, I guess, lower quality ones, because, you know, they end up selling you all these green pliers with these adjustable wrenches there and a bag for like $110. But they work great, you know, for a, you know, nice good starter kit. They don't really have any complaints with them. Obviously they're not the best, you know, they don't have any fancy I guess coating on them, or, you know, they don't look, I guess, super fancy, but it doesn't matter. The tool does not need to be super fancy for it to work, and these just do the job just fine. Here we've got this nice Knipex I guess hog ring pliers for upholstery. I don't know why I bought these. I don't really do upholstery, but yeah, they're there. Got some little Klein strippers here I actually got from my dad. It's funny, they're his initials, but they work good. Just nice little strippers. No complaints with them. Then I got this tool here from Mac to service drum brakes. It's funny, after I bought it, I got 0 drum brake jobs, so it's there, but when I need it. There is the part number on it right there. Have not used it yet, so I don't really have any info on how well or not well it works. So yeah, there it lives. And I got a few little snap-on screwdrivers. Uncle Fester gave these to me. Shout out to him. Thank you. One of the latest pliers I've purchased are these Lyle ones for your electrical connectors and stuff. Just grips on there and it works great. So far, I'm loving them. They work great. They're about $30, I believe. Then we've got some pinch off pliers from Mac. Unfortunately, it rubbed off, but they work awesome. I love them. Then here we've got my, ooh, they're dirty. I actually need to go through and clean my tools. But anyways, these are my longer diagonal cutters. There's that part number right there. Can't even see it because of grease, but it's a 312 CF. These work good. Love them. Then I've got some strippers here and crimpers from Snap-on. There's the part number. Really like these. I mean, I really like the Snap-on pliers. You know, for the price, they're not bad. You're actually getting a pretty quality plier. Made in USA. They work great. The only thing is they're not lost proof. The reason I say that's because right here is one of my pliers and it's lost. I lent it out to someone and I didn't get it back. So, bummer, but it is what it is. I'll replace it. And then here, we've got another, I guess, needle nose. I forgot exactly what they call these here, but they work great. And I know I can pick up pennies from the edge. That's their little, I guess, sales gimmick with them. But they work great, all of them. I ended up getting both of these for $50 off of the Snap-on truck. They had a little promotion, spin the wheel, buy one, get one free. So I bought one, got the other one free. That was awesome. I was very, very happy that day. And then here are these longer needle noses here. There's a part number. I bought it from one of my coworkers. He wasn't really using it, so I got it at a nice hefty discount for a like new tool. And then my very first Snap-on pliers I ever purchased were these diagonal cutters. And they work great. I love them. Just simple. Gets the job done, and they look awesome. Here I've got a Lyle ring, I guess, pliers. I used these when I rebuilt the engine in my girlfriend's 91 Toyota Camry, so you kind of need this to put your rings on, although you can do them by hand, but it's always nice to have the right tools. And then we've got these, I guess, channel lock style pliers from Mac Tools. These are made in the USA. I need to oil them. Unfortunately, got a little bit of rust on them. Ouch. But yeah, they work great. No complaints with these, really. They work. Then here we've got these nice Snap-on adjustable wrenches. I really like these for alignments and stuff. Just adjust, set it on your lock jam nut, loosens right up, tightens right up. They feel good, they look good, and the price is not too bad. I really, really enjoy it. And best of all, these are the wide jaws. Look how wide these things open. Really nice. Then here I got these Mac little trim popper clip tool, I guess is what we're gonna call it. And it's very cheap. It's not very good. But judging by the looks of it, you probably already knew that. Then here we just got this oil filter wrench. Works good. It's seen better days, but it still gets the job done. And then we've got some more Mac adjustable pliers here. They all work pretty good. They're not bad. Just simple, gets the job done. When I got these Snap-on ones, these really just don't get used very often. Here I've got the smaller version of that guy over there. Again, look at that, wide jaw, in foam. Not a big fan of the foam. It looks good, but my God, it takes up too much space. Then here we've got these pliers here for hose clamps and stuff. These always work good, so you can grip on it, pull your hose clamp off. And yeah, there's that part number right there. Old valve spring tool here. I was trying to use this on Alyssa's Camry, but her valve springs sit recessed, so you can't properly use this tool. It's not like on the Hondas where the valve springs sit up and you're able to clamp on it and everything. So yeah, it doesn't really work. I believe it's an O'Reilly tool. Wasn't very expensive. And we got another oil filter wrench and an Icon scraper here. You put your razor blade on the end, comes with a nice handle. Sure beats using your finger and pushing on it. I've actually cut myself just using the razor blade before. But nice, good tool there. So we're on to the next drawer here. What's nice about the box, again, here we are. We're recording a video. Phone battery's getting low, so I plugged it up. We got the USB up front, so yeah, it's nice. I just love having this here. Some people say it's dumb, but personally, I figured, why not? It works great. We got the one in there and the one out here. Anyways, onto the power tool drawer. We're gonna just get this cable out of the way here, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so it's a mess. Currently figuring out what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna end up doing a little side attachment that goes right there where I can put my guns. Shout out to Miguel. He does tool videos also in Sonoma County. Check him out. Put a little link there in the description to Miguel's videos. Anyways, here we've got my DeWalt 20 volt. Works great. Little Atomic Series ratchet. Got it on the clearance shelf for $130. We got this DeWalt 20 volt electric impact gun. I need to get it rebuilt. It's messed up it's been messed up for months, but since we have air at the shop, haven't really been you know, worried about fixing it, but I should fix it because there's been a few times where it would come in handy. Here we got some little 20 volt impacts here. Found these on the side of the road. They fell off a truck. It's a bummer, but oh well, it happens. With the Sawzall also, and a battery, and another battery. I mean, it was just amazing. I was like, wow, definitely got lucky there. That's actually where I got the charger for my DeWalt stuff. Also, if you're following along, you see I like to have good value. You know, I like quality stuff, but if I can get a good deal on it, I'm gonna get it. Then here we've got this little impact here from Milwaukee. Works good, just simple little impact. I guess it's not really an automotive one, but it works good for sometimes loosening bolts and stuff. It's got good torque. Battery's dead on it right now. And then we've got my pneumatic ones here. Here is the 3/8 impact from Mac. Works great. There's that part number right there. Or wait, this is the 1/2 inch. My bad. I always mix them up. But anyways, my brain thinks one thing and I say another. There's that part number right there. Just a good impact. I love it. This thing can actually take off wheels with ease. So just a good small tool, but packs a punch. And then here we've got its cousin, or that's cringe. Here we've got the other version of it in 3/8. Works great also. There's that part number right there. And I love it, you know, no complaints with these two. I just wish they were a little cheaper, but oh well, everything's expensive nowadays. And then we've got the Snap-on PT850. I got this thing off the clearance shelf on Justin's truck for about $120. Cleaned it up, did a rebuild, put a new boot on it. Works great, just an awesome tool. And then we've got little angle or die grinders here, or angle die grinder as this one is technically called right there. Works good. No complaints with it. I bought this one on promo. I got them both for like 120 bucks, I believe. Here's the straight version, which I've never used before. Just kind of sit there. We got this little power bank charger here from Milwaukee. You can plug in your USB there. This battery's dead. But yeah, just have it. Just a good little tool to have. You never know. And then we've got this ratchet here from Milwaukee. Don't really use this one. It's a little M12. And obviously this DeWalt packs a punch. So this one just kind of sits there. It doesn't get used often. What's your opinion on the box?
It's a good looking box. Nice box. Very smooth drawer operation. Soft close?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, something like that, yeah.
You have your outlets here. Optimal charging capabilities. Plenty of space up here. You can probably fit 2 grown man size arms lengthwise. Got all your magnetized stuff up here. What do we got?
Casters?
5.5 inch plastic wheels.
Yeah.
Good looking box. Not a lot of glare off of it, just enough. Plenty of drawer space. All from, you know, kind of under the radar Mac tools, really. I've been seeing a lot of their products outperform a lot of others recently. They're doing a great job.
Anyways, that was Brandon, best manager ever. Anyways, we've got the Maddox little retractable leads here from Harbor Freight. They work great. I mean, in my opinion, these style retractable leads are just pretty generic. So, good price. Can't really beat them. You know, I think they were cheap, work good. Just a good value. Here we've got this Ames multimeter, and yeah, it's not very good quality. I need to get another one. It's not very accurate, and the leads fit on there pretty loose, so you kind of get what you pay for. not everything from Harbor Freight is all good. So yeah, definitely can't recommend this meter. There's that part number. It's the DM1000. It leaves much more to be desired. It's not very good. And then here we've got a test light here from Mac Tools. Works great. Just a generic little test light, fairly inexpensive. I believe it was around 24 bucks. Just a good tool. And that's really it. It's just a nice little test light. Here we've got my Milwaukee borescope. Works good. Came with a charger, little M12. Don't really have anything to complain about it, other than maybe I wish the head was a little smaller. So I don't know, I might get rid of this and go get one of those Think car ones from Cornwell Scott with the little worm light camera that can turn and everything. That was really cool. So kind of regret buying it. This thing was around $250 and the Think car one's around $315. So yeah, I might have to bite the bullet and get rid of this one and replace it with the other one. So we'll see. But comes in a cool case at least. Then here I got a nice Maddox fan clutch wrench set. So you put this on the end of your air hammer. And yeah, just loosen up your fan clutch with ease. Just a good tool, you know, fairly inexpensive, and gets the job done. Honestly, don't have any complaints about it. So yeah. And then we've got these Mac little torque sticks here. Justin hooked me up on these. I believe I only paid like $100 for this set, and they work good. Just a nice tool. You don't want to over torque stuff, so it's good to use your torque sticks, and then obviously, you know, do your final torque with a torque wrench. You don't ever want to just rely on your gun alone, because it's not good. You're begging for a wheel to come off if you do that. So yeah, that's really it for the power drawer here. Although actually we've got a little Power Probe 3 here that Mike gave to me, also known as Uncle Fester. Just a good tool. I need to get a case for it. It kind of sits here all messy like this. I do understand my box isn't the most organized right now, but yeah, I'm working on it. And on to the bottom drawer here. This is where I kind of put all my kits and stuff for tests and socket stuff. Here we've got this nice Blue Point Torx and hex bit socket. Man, everyone today just is interrupting this video. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, this thing works amazing. So let's turn that around. Here's just all your Torx and hexes and e-Torx right there. This pretty much has me covered on most stuff that I work on. This thing, I got a pretty good deal on it. I believe Leo sold it to me for around $250. Have broken a few bits out of this set, and he's warranted them no problem. So no complaints on it, honestly. For that $250 price range, you know, they work good. Then here we've got this Icon Serpentine belt tool here. And actually on the last tool truck video, I saw someone commented and told me the reason there is no 17 is because this is a 17. I can't believe I never thought of that. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that information. So yeah, that will help me out a lot now in the future. Because before I would use a wrench and struggle without ever thinking that was the 17. But anyways, here are all the other attachments and bits and stuff and sockets and I guess crow's foot ends or whatever you'd want to call these. But good kit, comes in a nice case, and you know, for the price, the quality is pretty good. I forgot what I paid for this thing. I believe it was somewhere around the $80 or $70 range. But yeah, good tool. No complaints with it really. In here I just got a little compression tester here. Just simple. Although the shop has a nice kit, so I don't really use this one. Then we've got this Innova timing light here. Works good. Don't really use it much at work since most cars that come in here don't even have a distributor anyways, but it's there for when I need it. This is mainly for my at-home projects like my Land Cruiser or my Charger or whatever old car I'm working on with a distributor. So good tool to have. And here are the other Blue Power sockets that were in the promo. These here, I got them all for $180 or $190, I forgot. You ended up getting 4 sets of these. You got your impacts, your chromes, shallows, and deeps. So yeah, just this is where they live. And here we've got bearing race and steel driver set from Mac. Oops, just popped that off. Oh well, we'll put that back on. Works good. Got this thing on promo. It came with these punches over here, or yeah, I guess punches, so you can, you know, pop out your old seals or whatever. I've never really used them, actually never used them at all, but yeah, it came with it. It also gave me this seal puller. It was all in a bundle. I believe it wasn't very much. I think it was like $200 or something for everything. Can't remember. It was almost 2 years ago now. Crazy to think about that, but yeah, it worked good. Haven't had any complaints with it. It always works as it should. As you can see, I've hammered the crap out of it and it still's held up fine. Haven't had any issues with any of the little cups or the drivers, I should say. Threads, you know, still fine on this piece. So yeah, good tool. Again, with Mac Tools, keep an eye out for their promos because their tools get severely discounted, and that's the time to buy. Moving on to over here, we've got this 18-piece disc brake caliper set here. There is the part number. Also got this on promo. Don't recall what I paid for it, but here they are, all the attachments and everything. Works great. You know, I haven't really encountered anything where I haven't where this didn't work. Sometimes I'll use my ratcheting ones that are quicker, but in the event that I can't use those, I end up using these. So yeah, just a good tool. Obviously, these are pretty generic. Every tool truck, mostly every company, has an offering of this. Mine just so happens to be from Mac Tools, and it works fine. I know it's a rebrand of something. It's made in Taiwan, but not bad. Good tool. Then we've got this metric tap and die set from Icon. I mainly use this on my Land Cruiser. Don't really use it at work, but if I ever do, it's here. For the stuff I've had to use it for, no complaints really with it. So yeah, just a nice simple tap and die set. I believe it was $150, $160. Comes in this nice case also. And then my most expensive tool I have in this entire box is this Snap-on BJ-P1 Master Ball Joint and U-Joint set. And I've only used it one time, guys. So yeah, talk about spending a lot of money for a tool that I've only used once, and it was do a ball joint, not even at work, just helping a buddy out because he broke down in the parking lot. So yeah, it's there for when I need it, but yeah, it was around $750 and I never use it. Good kit though. So yeah, that's it for the bottom of my cart here, but look at these drawers. Just love them. They just are so deep. And then my last tool that I did not demonstrate is this Blue Ion Light from Cornwell. This I got from Cornwell Scott. It's got a motion sensor. It locks. You can hang it from there. It's just a pretty versatile tool. I'll have an in-depth review of this one as I use it. I will give my honest opinions on it, but so far I'm very happy with it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That is my toolbox tour. Stay tuned for more videos.